All right, bonjour, folks, people, all those entities, whether human, living, or not, concerned with making money in cryptocurrency, I have the video just for you. I'm going to bring you a very important video on Polkadot, Kusama, the ecosystem, what's going on with the parachains, and why you should care, because there's plenty of opportunity within the Polkadot ecosystem. There's a lot of hype with Cardano, but don't sleep on Polkadot. So if you like the sound of that, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because I want to help you. I want to help you make money, but I can't help you if you don't subscribe and if you don't hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. So, folks, without further ado, let's delve into the video. So, Polkadot has been correcting. Is the sky falling? Doom and gloom. What's going on? Folks, I think it's honestly very simple. Polkadot had a massive run up. We were in this wedge. We broke down bearishly. We fell back down, found support on the 3-2. So I think we're just range bound between these two fib levels. Whatever way we break out, yeah, I think we're likely to trend in that direction for quite some time. If we break down bearishly from this key fib level at about $27, then I think retesting $22 becomes likely. If we break out bullishly, if we can get above and hold above $33, then I think we have a good chance of retesting $40 here and in all-time highs. So that's really what's going on with Polkadot. But I want to talk about Kusama, and I want to talk about the massive, massive opportunity with Kusama that you need to be aware of. So, folks, let me briefly explain the Polkadot ecosystem's architecture, because I think it will highlight why Kusama is so special. So, the way Polkadot works is that essentially Polkadot, the ecosystem, allows these different projects to become interoperable and scalable with each other. So how does a project do that? How does a cryptocurrency do that? They need a parachain. So if a project wants to do this, they need this, and in order to get this, they either need DOT or Kusama. So a project staking DOT allows them to bid and get a parachain slot. A parachain slot is what makes the project interoperable within the ecosystem. They can either go with DOT or they can go with Kusama. So Kusama is not just any other old, it's not just any other Polkadot project. Kusama is a layer on top of the Polkadot system's architecture. It's the canary chain. It's where all the improvements and developments with Polkadot go to first. So if these projects are going to be interoperable, they either need to stake Polkadot or Kusama. And the way that these parachains work is that you stake for up to 2 years or 6-month increments. And so again, these projects need to stake a shit ton of Kusama and a shit ton of DOT in order to get these parachains. And so I love the Polkadot ecosystem because DOT and Kusama have this built-in added layer of utility that a lot of other projects don't have, because these projects need to have a shit ton of them and stake them and lock them up for extended periods of time in order to be interoperable and do with all this. So extremely interesting utility, both in DOT and Kusama. Very, very interesting. And the reason why I love Kusama so much is Kusama essentially does an extremely similar thing to Polkadot, except it has a much lower supply and a much lower market cap, and thus potentially, very likely, a much higher market cap. I recently sold all my DOT. I was holding a bit of DOT. I sold it all in order to buy more Kusama. I wish I would have looked into this earlier, but I still think there's plenty of upside. I think over the long term, Kusama has a very good chance of reaching the thousands of dollars. Folks, it's such an amazing value proposition. These projects need to buy it and stake it and lock it up for extended periods of time in order to get access to these parachains and be interoperable within the Polkadot ecosystem. Such a low supply. I'm sure a lot of this is already staked, such a low market cap. So if we compare the supply, 10 million supply, 4 billion market cap, to Polkadot here, which is a 31 billion market cap and a million supply. No, what am I seeing? No, 100 million supply. Then folks, it's an easy equation in my opinion. Polkadot and Kusama do very similar things. Projects are going to need to buy and stake them both in order to gain access to their ecosystem and be interoperable within their ecosystem. And Kusama just has a much lower market cap and a much lower supply. It's simple, folks. There's no need to overcomplicate all this. Polkadot, great utility. Kusama, great utility. They do the same thing. Kusama's lower market cap. If we want to see bullish continuation, I think Kusama needs to get above and hold above $500. So yes, if we get above and hold above $500, we could get to 536, 580. But who cares about the short term, folks? I think over the long term, Kusama could be worth thousands. Who cares about a 5-10% move right now? I'm buying and holding Kusama for the long term. I'm insanely bullish on this thing. So let's say we were to break down. Where could we go to? I think if we start to fall below $475, I think more of a leg down is perhaps warranted. This is the key support zone. This is where I would be looking to buy my way into Kusama. And look, yeah, it's basically where we're at right now. But again, Kusama has such a fascinating use case, such great tokenomics and utility. I want to get my hands on as much Kusama as possible. But look, if we start to break below this key support level, 475, then perhaps we could fall back down to the 236 here, right about 393, 395, around this region here. I think we could fall back down to and find support. Now, I tried to look through different EMAs and different time frames, and I couldn't find any EMA that really closely hugged the price action. I mean, I could just name obvious ones like the 200 EMA and the 100 EMA on the 6 hour. I mean, but that's pretty obvious that we're likely to find support in those regions here. You know, depending where you're watching this, let's say if we start to break down from our pitchfork here, I think, you know, the 236 in the 100 EMA on the 6 hour might be hovering around these regions. So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of clusters of support around these regions, a lot of volume building up at $400 too. So, you know, I can like really widen this range. I don't like making these ranges too wide. But bottom line, you know, just $400 to about 380 is where I think we find support if we start to break down from these key levels, you know, 475 and this pitchfork as well. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of short-term price, you know, targets and pullback ranges. But over the long term, again, folks, you know, I don't know this for sure. Nobody knows anything for sure. But I think we could see Kusama $1,000-$2,000 this year, this cycle. And if we want to see that bullish continuation in the short term, I think we need to get above and hold above $500. Now, to further talk about the Polkadot ecosystem in these parachains and the parachain narrative. So in order for a project to get a parachain, you need to connect to the Polkadot parachain testnet, which is Rokoku. So these are the projects who have recently connected to Rokoku, and thus the projects that are most likely to get a parachain slot first. And that is an extremely bullish catalyst. It's one of the most bullish catalysts a Polkadot project could get is getting a parachain slot. So if you want to know what projects are likely to get a parachain slot first, it's the ones who have tested successfully connected to Rokoku, these projects here. These are the next projects within the lineup, and these are the ones on the waiting list. One of my personal favorites, Chainx, which essentially bridges Bitcoin into the Polkadot ecosystem. Look, oh my god, I've been shilling this thing ever since below $6. Folks, you have to like it. What are you doing? What are you doing being in crypto and not being subscribed to this channel? I'm constantly talking about projects, and they do 2, 3, 5X's a few weeks, a month or two later. Stay tuned to this channel, folks. I've been talking to our VIP Discord members back when we were forming this cup right here, this cup and handle. Because see, we were forming a cup right here and then a handle right here. And I was talking about this to our Discord members. I was mentioning it. I was dropping hints. I'm like, hey guys, this thing's very bullish. It's forming very bullish price structure. And look what happened afterwards. Folks, you have to stay tuned. If you want to support us, join our VIP Discord to get access through our Patreon. Link for that down in the description below. You'll get access to low cap gems, interesting setups, and helpful resources before anyone else gets to hear them. Folks, lots of interesting stuff. I think this is just the beginning. I think it is just a matter of time before this thing gets a parachain slot. I think it's one of the projects that are most likely to get a parachain slot. You know, whether that's a few weeks, a few months away, I don't care. I'm staking my Chainx right now, earning like a 42% APY, and it's not only that, it's compounding. Just I'm restaking everything I earned. So I'm very bullish on this thing long term. You know, we recently just broke above all-time highs here, so yeah, we're probably gonna enter price discovery. So well, I mean, we literally are entering price discovery, but I think we could see bullish continuation. But point being, folks, stay tuned to this channel. I've had an awful time charting Chainx. No one is hosting Chainx. Like, I'm looking at all these different places where you can chart. No one, if you know where to chart Chainx, let me know down in the description below as well. Let us know what other projects you want us to look into, do some research, do some technical analysis on. Let us know down in the comments below. We're always curious about what you guys want us to look at, so do let us know. Join our Discord, link for that down in the description. Join our VIP Discord, our Patreon, link for that down in the description below. Follow our Twitter, give our Twitter a follow. We're constantly retweeting and posting interesting news stories. Give Polkadot Parachains a follow. They're posting, you know, news about Polkadot Parachains, which should be relevant to you. So, folks, I've rambled on quite long enough. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.